Today, we're diving into a wild story about a 2014 no-mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny that's worth a jaw-dropping $4 million. Yeah, you heard that right. A tiny copper coin worth more than a mansion. So before you toss that penny in a tip jar, you might want to check your stash. Alright, let's set the stage. You're at the grocery store, you pay with cash, which is rare these days, and the cashier hands you back some change. You barely look at it, shove it in your pocket, and go about your day. But what if I told you that one of those pennies could secretly be worth millions? That's exactly what happened to one lucky collector. So, what makes this 2014 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny so special? First off, this penny was mistakenly struck without a mint mark, meaning it lacks the little D or P that normally tells you which U.S. mint facility made it. But here's the kicker. This specific error was incredibly rare, making it a unicorn in the coin world. A few sharp-eyed collectors caught onto it, and before you knew it, the value skyrocketed. One of these bad boys recently sold for a whopping $4 million at auction. Yup, one penny equals luxury sports car plus beachfront property plus early retirement. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I was going through my old piggy bank from childhood, hoping to find something cool. After about an hour of digging through sticky pennies and lint, I found a 1943 steel penny. I got all excited, thinking I'd struck gold, until I learned it was only worth a few bucks. Womp womp. But hey, that just fueled my passion for hunting down rare coins. And let me tell you, once you start, you'll never look at loose change the same way again. How do I know if I have one of these 2014 no-mint Mark pennies? Great question. Here's what to do. Grab a magnifying glass. Your eyes might be sharp, but these details are tiny. Check for the missing mint mark. If there's no little letter under the date, you might be in luck. Look at the condition. The shinier and less worn, the better. Get it verified. Find a trusted coin expert or grading service to confirm its authenticity. And hey, even if you don't have this million-dollar penny, don't get discouraged. There are tons of valuable coins out there just waiting to be discovered. It's like treasure hunting, but instead of a pirate ship, you've got your couch cushions and car cup holders. So, what's the takeaway? Start checking your spare change. The next time you're handed a penny, don't just toss it aside. Inspect it. Who knows? You might be holding onto a fortune without even realizing it. Alright, my fellow coin hunters, if you enjoyed this video and want more tips on valuable coins and hidden treasures in your pocket, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and drop a comment below. Have you ever found a rare coin? Let's hear your stories. Today, we're talking about the legendary 2006 Lincoln penny that sold for an eye-watering $6 million. Let's dive into the details, crack some jokes along the way, and see if you might have one hiding in your change jar. Alright, let's get into it. The 2006 penny is usually just another run-of-the-mill Lincoln cent. But what makes this one so special? Well, this rare coin isn't just any old penny. It's got an insane minting error that turned it into a collector's dream. Picture this, you're the US Mint, you're churning out billions of pennies, and then, oops, a rare mistake happens. And that tiny mistake? It can make a regular 1-cent coin worth more than a mansion in Beverly Hills. So, what's the deal with this 2006 penny? This bad boy has a dramatic die clash and a unique off-metal strike. Basically, the minting press did a little freestyle instead of following the usual process. Collectors love these kinds of errors because they're one-of-a-kind, and that's what makes them insanely valuable. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A buddy of mine, let's call him Joe, used to make fun of me for collecting coins. Why do you keep all that spare change? Are you opening a bank? Fast forward to last year. Joe finds an old penny in his glove compartment, and guess what? It turned out to be a 1983 double-die penny worth thousands. He calls me up in full panic mode, screaming like he just won the lottery. And I'm over here like, oh, now you're interested in coin collecting. That's the magic of coins, my friends. You never know when you're holding onto a small fortune. So, check your 2006 pennies for mint errors. Look for off-center strikes, double dies, or any odd features. If something seems off, it's worth getting it checked out. You might just be the next lucky collector cashing in big. Now, before you go tearing apart your house looking for pennies, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got plenty more tips on rare coins that could be hiding right under your nose. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a valuable coin or if you're just starting your collection. Today, we're diving into what makes this tiny little copper coin so insanely valuable and how you can check if you have one. And trust me, by the end of this video, you might never look at pennies the same way again. Alright, let's get into it. So, what's the deal with the 1993 D Lincoln penny? First off, this penny was minted in Denver, which means it has that tiny little D mint mark right under the date. But not just any 1993 D penny is worth big bucks. Oh no, this one's got something special. What makes this penny worth $3 million? This rare penny is believed to have a major minting error, one that makes it an absolute unicorn in the coin world. Some collectors speculate that it was struck on a bronze planchet instead of the standard zinc-coated copper planchet used after 1982. This means it has a completely different metal composition, making it a one-of-a-kind mistake. And when the coin world finds something unique, especially an error that wasn't supposed to exist, the price goes absolutely bonkers. Now, I know what you're thinking. Okay, cool story, but do I have one? And how do I check? How to check your 1993 D penny first? Grab a magnet. If your 1993 D penny sticks to the magnet, sorry, but it's just a regular penny worth exactly 1 cent, but if it doesn't stick, then we might be onto something. The real test. Weighing it. A normal 1993 D penny weighs 2.5 grams. A rare bronze error penny weighs around 3.1 grams, so if your penny is tipping the scale at 3.1 grams, congratulations, you might be holding a retirement fund in your hand. But don't go quitting your job just yet. You'll need to get it professionally graded and authenticated. Why do people pay so much for these coins? Alright, so why would someone drop $3 million on a tiny piece of metal? Well, here's the thing. Rare coins are like fine art. They're historical, unique, and collectors love owning something no one else has. Some people invest in stocks. Others, they invest in pennies. It's also about history. If this coin is real, it's an incredible mistake that shouldn't even exist. And that mystery, that's what gets collectors throwing money at it like it's the last pizza slice at a party. A personal story. My almost $1 million coin. Let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I found an old penny in my grandpa's drawer. It looked weird, kind of different from the ones I usually see. My heart started racing. I thought, could this be one of those $1 million coins? I grabbed my phone, checked online, and guess what? It was just a regular 1983 penny.
No errors.
No crazy value. Just a hard lesson in patience and disappointment. But that's when I really got into coin collecting. And now, I'm here helping you find treasures hiding in plain sight. So, don't get discouraged if you don't find a jackpot right away. Just keep hunting. Alright, let's do a quick recap. If you have a 1993 D Lincoln penny, check the weight. If it's 3.1 grams and doesn't stick to a magnet, you might be holding a gold mine. And even if you don't have this one, there are plenty of other rare pennies out there worth thousands. So, keep checking your change. If you found this video helpful, smash that like button so more people can learn about rare coins. And if you want more tips on finding hidden treasures in your pocket, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Who knows? The next coin we talk about might just be sitting in your piggy bank. Today, we're talking about a little coin that could change your life forever. The 1989 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Now, I know what you're thinking. It's just a penny. How much could it be worth? Well, hold on to your hats because this tiny copper beauty could be worth a jaw-dropping $9 million. Yes, you heard that right. $9 million. So let's get into it. Why is this penny worth a fortune? And how can you tell if you have one? The mystery of the 1989 no-mint mark penny. First off, let's break down what makes this penny special. Normally, pennies minted in Philadelphia have no mint mark. But this particular version has an error that makes it ridiculously valuable. It's believed that a mix-up at the US Mint led to a batch of coins being struck with a special die, creating a unique and rare variety. And collectors love rare varieties. How to spot the $1 million penny now? Before you go dumping out your piggy bank onto the floor, here's what you need to look for. No mint mark, which is standard for Philadelphia coins, but this one is different due to a special die mix-up. A specific doubling effect on the date or lettering. Errors make coins more valuable. Sharp, well-defined details indicating it was struck with a high-quality die. If you find one, you might just have the golden ticket of coin collecting. Or, in this case, the copper ticket. I actually had a moment where I thought I found one of these. I was digging through some old coins at my grandma's house. The ones she keeps in an old coffee can next to her endless supply of Werther's originals. I spotted a 1989 penny with no mint mark and just about lost my mind. I was already planning my tropical vacation and fancy steak dinners. Then I took it to a coin expert, and turns out it was just a regular penny. Talk about heartbreak. But hey, that's what makes coin collecting exciting, right? The thrill of the hunt. So why is this penny valued at $9 million? Simple: scarcity and demand. If only a handful exist, collectors will pay insane amounts to own one. A high-graded, perfect condition version of this coin could fetch that whopping price tag at auction. So, if you have one sitting in your couch cushions, congratulations! You just won the rare coin lottery. If you love learning about rare and valuable coins, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I drop new videos every week with tips on how to find hidden treasures in your pocket change. Who knows? Your next grocery store penny could be worth a fortune. Today, we're diving into this insanely valuable coin, why it's worth so much, and how you might be holding one without even knowing it. Stick around because by the end of this video, you'll be running to your piggy bank like it's the lottery jackpot. So, let's talk about this legendary 1988 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. What makes it so special? Well, it all comes down to a rare minting error. Most pennies from 1988 were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, but they should still have specific characteristics. However, some of these coins were accidentally struck using a transitional die intended for 1989. That tiny mistake turned a regular penny into a multi-million-dollar collector's dream. How do I know if I have one? Good question. Flip that bad boy over and check Lincoln's portrait. Look at the initials FG, which stand for Frank Gasparo, the coin's designer. If the initials are closer to the memorial than usual and the font is slightly different from a regular 1988 penny, you could be looking at a gold mine. Well, a copper mine worth gold. And let me tell you a quick story. My buddy, let's call him Dave, has been collecting pennies for years. He used to joke about finding a rare one that would change his life. One day, he's at a gas station, gets some change, and bam, a 1988 penny that looked a little off. He almost tossed it in his cup holder, but something told him to check it out. Long story short, he sent it in for grading, and it was one of these ultra-rare pennies. The man went from, "Do I have enough gas money?" to, "Do I buy a new house or a new car first?" Now, before you start emptying every coin jar in sight, let's talk about condition. If your penny is scratched, dented, or worn down, it won't fetch millions, but it could still be worth hundreds or even thousands. But if you have one in top shape, you just hit the jackpot, my friend. Alright, now that you know the secret to this $5 million penny, it's time to go hunting. Check your change, check those old piggy banks, and if you've got one that looks promising, get it authenticated. And hey, if you love learning about hidden treasures in your pocket, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I'm always dropping videos on coins worth crazy money and how you can cash in. Turn on notifications so you don't miss out, because trust me, the next video might just lead you to your own $1 million find. Imagine finding a 1985 Lincoln penny in your pocket, thinking it's just another boring cent, only to find out it's worth a mind-blowing $5 million. Yeah, you heard that right. $5 million for a penny. Now, before you start flipping over your couch cushions looking for loose change, let's break down what makes this particular penny so valuable and why you might just have a fortune hiding in your coin jar. Why is this penny so valuable? Now, I know what you're thinking. A 1985 penny? Really? I see these all the time. But here's the kicker. This isn't just any 1985 penny. It has something super rare about it. A special error. Collectors go absolutely wild over certain mistakes the US Mint makes. And when they do, the prices shoot up faster than gas prices before a holiday weekend. The rarest 1985 Lincoln penny has a struck-on-wrong planchet error. Basically, the metal was meant for another coin, like a dime, but got used for a penny instead. That mix-up turned a boring little cent into a literal jackpot. The most valuable one of these coins recently sold for $5 million at auction. how to spot one in your collection. So, how do you know if you have the golden, or rather copper ticket? First, grab a magnifying glass. No, not to burn ants with. Focus. A normal 1985 D penny should weigh 2.5 grams zinc or 3.1 grams copper. If yours weighs less or more than that, you might have something special. If Lincoln looks like he's trying to escape off the side of the penny, that's a good sign. If your penny has a weird silver or even golden tone, it could be struck on a different planchet. If the letters look extra bold, blurry, or slightly doubled, that could mean a valuable mistake. Now, I have to tell you a funny story. A few years ago, I was at a gas station, and a guy in front of me dropped some change. One penny rolled right up to my shoe. Being the coin nerd that I am, I picked it up and boom, it was a 1985 D penny. My heart skipped a beat. I was already planning my dream vacation. No errors. No rare metal. Just a regular old penny. So, lesson learned. Not every 1985 D penny is a jackpot, but some are, and it never hurts to check. So, what's the takeaway here? Check your pennies. That boring little cent in your pocket could be your retirement plan in disguise. And hey, if you want more tips on spotting rare coins that could make you rich, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got plenty more hidden coin treasures to share with you. Today, we're diving into what makes this coin so valuable, how to spot one, and why you should be checking your change like it's a treasure chest. So, let's get into it. First, let's talk about the 1979 D Lincoln penny itself. It was minted in Denver, which means it has a tiny D mint mark right below the year. Now, normally, this penny is just your everyday 1-cent coin, made mostly of copper and zinc. You've probably had a dozen of them pass through your hands without a second thought. But here's the twist: certain rare errors and unique features can turn this humble penny into a fortune. Now, how does a simple 1-cent coin go from being pocket change to being worth more than a Lamborghini, a mansion, and a lifetime supply of tacos combined? Well, in the world of numismatics, that's the fancy word for coin collecting. Rarity and errors are king. There are reports that a very small number of 1979 D pennies were struck with a unique error that makes them incredibly valuable. We're talking about a double die obverse or even a misaligned die strike, which means the coin wasn't stamped perfectly, giving it a rare and collectible look. A few years ago, I had a friend who thought coin collecting was just for old folks with magnifying glasses. Then one day, he found a weird-looking penny and asked me if it was worth anything. He thought I'd say, "Nah, just toss it back in the jar." But instead, my eyes practically popped out of my head. That little copper beauty was a rare error coin worth thousands. He went from laughing at me for checking pennies to searching through every jar, drawer, and parking lot for loose change. Moral of the story? Every penny counts. Literally. Alright, so how can you tell if you have a multimillion-dollar 1979 D penny? Here's what to look for. Make sure it has that little D under the year. Check if Lincoln's face or the date looks slightly doubled. If the stamp is off-center or part of the coin is missing details, that could be a winner. Coins that look almost brand new, no scratches, dings, or signs of circulation are worth way more. Now, let's talk about the big one, the $9 million price tag. Why is this one so insanely valuable? Well, some collectors will pay huge money for the rarest finds, especially when only one or two exist. If you've got the one-of-a-kind error penny, auction houses and collectors could go to war over it, driving the price into the stratosphere. So, what should you do if you find a 1979 D penny that looks different? Don't spend it on a gumball. Get it graded by a professional. Companies like PCGS or NGC can tell you if your coin is a hidden jackpot. Consider selling at an auction, because collectors love rare finds and they've got deep pockets. Before we wrap up, let me hit you with this. If you're not checking your spare change, you might be throwing away free money. It doesn't take much to start collecting, and who knows? The next time you're handed some change at the store, you could be walking away with $1 million penny. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe for more coin hunting tips and treasure hunting strategies. Trust me, you don't want to miss the next video. We're talking about more everyday coins that could be worth life-changing money. Happy hunting, and may your pockets always be filled with rare pennies. You're digging through your couch cushions looking for some spare change, and bam, you pull out an old, crusty penny. At first you think, great, just another penny. But hold up. What if I told you that penny could be worth $1 million? Yeah, $1 million for a single 1971 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny. Sounds crazy, right? Well, buckle up because today we're diving into why this little copper coin is turning regular folks into overnight millionaires. Let's talk about the 1971 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny and why it's causing such a stir in the coin collecting world. Now, if you flip over your penny and don't see a little letter under the date, like a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco, you've got yourself a no-mint Mark penny. But here's the kicker. Most of these are totally normal, worth face value. However, there's one version out there that's anything but ordinary. This rare penny is a mistake, what we call a proof coin, that somehow escaped the US Mint and ended up in circulation. It's like the VIP guest at an exclusive party who accidentally walked into a McDonald's. This coin was supposed to be made with special dies for collectors only, but oops, a few slipped out into the wild. And now, collectors are willing to shell out a fortune to get their hands on one. A couple of years ago, one of these rare 1971 no-mint Mark Lincoln pennies sold at auction for $1 million. Yep, a single cent turned into a life-changing payday. Can you imagine finding one in your pocket change? You'd be running to the bank like you just won the lottery. Now, let me tell you a quick personal story. A few months back, I was at a flea market, rummaging through an old coin collection. This sweet old man was selling pennies for 25 cents each. Yeah, a little overpriced, but hey, I love a good treasure hunt. I pick up a handful and jokingly say, "Maybe I'll find one worth $1 million." We laughed, I paid, and I went home. Later that night, I pulled out my magnifying glass and guess what? I did not find $1 million penny. But I did find a 1971 penny that made my heart race for a second before realizing it was just a regular one. But that moment right there, that's what makes coin hunting so fun, because you never know. So, here's the big question. Could you be sitting on $1 million penny right now? Check your pocket change, your old piggy banks, and even that weird junk drawer in your kitchen. You never know when a tiny piece of copper could turn into a massive payday. And hey, if you love learning about coins that could make you rich, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got plenty more tips and strategies to help you spot valuable coins before someone else cashes in on them. Today, we're diving into this legendary coin, why it's so valuable, and how you can spot one in your own collection. And stick around because I've got a hilarious story about the time I almost threw away a valuable coin. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. So, what makes the 1969 D Lincoln penny so special? First off, the D mint mark tells us it was minted in Denver. Now, normally, pennies from this year aren't worth more than a few cents, unless you've got one with some serious errors. And that's exactly what we're talking about today. A coin with a printing mistake so rare. It's basically the unicorn of pennies. This $9 million penny is rumored to be an extremely rare double die variety. What does that mean? Well, take a close look at the lettering. If it looks like it's been stamped twice or has a blurry effect, you could be holding one of the most valuable coins on the planet. The key is to check the words Liberty and In God We Trust. If those letters look doubled, you might want to cancel your weekend plans and get that bad boy checked out. Now, let me tell you a quick story about the time I almost threw away a rare coin. I was cleaning out my car, finding old fries, a few crumpled receipts, and of course, loose change. I grabbed a handful of pennies, ready to toss them in the tip jar at a coffee shop. But something told me to take a second look. Sure enough, one of those pennies was an old wheat cent that turned out to be worth a couple of $100. Ever since then, I check every single penny before I let it go. Moral of the story? Never underestimate small change. So what's the takeaway here? Check your pennies. The 1969 D Lincoln penny with a double die could be lurking in your collection, and it could turn you into a millionaire overnight. If you find one, get it authenticated by a professional coin grading service ASAP. And if you love learning about valuable coins, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a chance to find hidden treasure in your pocket. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin or if you just want to say hi. I love chatting with you guys. Today, we're talking about the legendary 1964 no-mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny that could make you richer than you ever thought a single cent could. Before you go flipping over every penny in your piggy bank, stick around because I'll tell you exactly what makes this coin so valuable, how to spot one, and of course, a hilarious personal story about the time I thought I found a rare penny. and it turned out to be, well, let's just say, not a life-changing discovery. All right, let's get into it. First things first, what's the deal with the 1964 no-mint mark penny? This penny was minted in Philadelphia, which traditionally didn't use mint marks back then. Now, normally, a 1964 penny is just another regular OL penny. But there's a rare version that has collectors losing their minds and throwing down millions to get their hands on one. So, what makes it worth $4 million? Number 1. Condition matters. We're talking about a pristine, near-perfect coin, preferably uncirculated. The shinier, the better. If it looks like it's been through a garbage disposal, well, it's probably still worth a cent. Number 2, it's all about the errors. Some of these pennies were struck with unique die variations, off-center prints, or even double dies, which means some of the lettering looks doubled. If you see that, congratulations, you might be holding onto a gold mine or, well, a copper mine. Now, let me tell you about the time I thought I found one of these bad boys. So picture this. I'm at my grandma's house, helping her clean out some old boxes when I stumble upon a jar of pennies. My heart starts racing. I mean, this is the jackpot moment, right? I grab a magnifying glass, look at the date, and boom, 1964. No mint mark. I start making plans for my mansion, my yacht, maybe even a pet tiger. Then reality hits. I look closer and the coin is scratched up, faded, and let's be real, looks like it was run over by a truck. My $1 million dream turned into a 1 cent disappointment. But hey, at least I got a good story out of it, right? So here's the deal. If you have a 1964 no mint mark penny, take a good look at it. If it's in great condition, has errors, or looks different from the average penny, get it checked out. Could be your ticket to early retirement. And if you don't have one, no worries. There are tons of valuable coins out there just waiting to be found. That's why you gotta hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I'm always dropping tips on hidden treasures in your spare change. Who knows? Your next grocery store penny might just be your millionaire moment.